What's up? Can y'all hear me? What's up, everybody? Welcome back. I'm just waiting for my little pop-out chat to pop out. How'd y'all like tonight's show? Give me a little bit of feedback. Sorry about being so late. Had a little technical difficulty as always, man. You know I'm not computer savvy like my boy Mike Ross. Damn, what the hell is going on? I can't never see the pop-out chat. All right. So welcome everybody back to Roylee's Rivals Edition. Tonight was another intense episode. Something else dealing with water. Something that you know I don't like. So we're gonna dig right into it. As soon as the pop-up chat pops up and I can see like our questions and comments and shots out, I'm gonna get right into it. So since it's not popping up for some reason right now, um, we'll dig into right off back. As soon as the episode come on, you see, I guess, Adam and Jen, their little thing that they got going on. I don't know if they have like any previous history before the show because I don't know neither one of them. I just met them while doing the challenge, but it looks like they might possibly hook up in this episode. And we see that Jen is telling one side of the story, Adam's telling one side of the story. Jen is just like clowning him so bad, and you know Adam's in the room with the guys that he's telling us and everybody else how much he likes her, how much he would probably be with her. She's downstairs saying that the only way she would hook up with him is if she's drunk. And I'm just looking like, damn, you know, they're on West Coast time, so they haven't actually seen the episode yet. So once they watch it, it's gonna be kind of crazy. I feel bad because of the fact that I was actually snoring when he was about to hook up with her. But anybody that knows me, this is family members, and out of anybody, especially Mike, knows how bad I snore. So it wasn't, you know, purposely to cock block him, but from the way she talked about it, it's like he wasn't gonna get none anyway. So that right there was kind of interesting to me. Another thing that happened at the beginning of the episode was when all the girls jumped in the pool naked. And I know y'all see me standing there, you probably wondering like, why didn't Lee jump in there? Well, everybody was tempted to jump in there naked, and then out of nowhere, Tyler just jumps in naked and just starts going crazy. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna fall back, and I know that my mom is gonna be watching this, and I don't want to, you know, make the same mistakes that I made back in Las Vegas. So I figured like, nah, I don't want to do it. But it definitely was a good look. I got a tweet earlier, somebody saying, how did I rate seeing that from like 1 to 10? Was it a 15? Like it was 100. Like they really were butt ass naked, and that went on for about a good hour. The whole Jasmine and John A thing that's going on, I guess they have, you know, like a real bad beef from their Cancun season, which I didn't get a chance to see, but you know, as we were on the challenge in Costa Rica, they were telling me about it. And for me, actually being inside the house, being around Jasmine and John A, Jasmine, when she drinks, she turns into this girl who she calls herself as like Rashida or something like that. I don't know if she used that name on like the Cancun season, but like it's like I'm like, sweetheart, you're a female. You need to be able to carry yourself a lot better. Like when she gets drunk, she gets violent, she gets loud, and in my head, I'm like, sweetheart, you on camera is not gonna be a good look when they play this on TV. Janae on the other end is trying to play the whole innocent role, like she didn't do anything at all. So I'm not taking sides or whatever, but I just feel that when you look at it on TV, it just looks like Jasmine is going crazy for nothing. Like John A does do things that piss off Jasmine, and John A craves a lot of attention. And what Jasmine is doing isn't like for camera time or anything like that. When she gets drunk, she just has no idea what's going on. She just starts going berserk. So that right there, that team right there, out of everybody in the house, that's like a real rivalry. You know what I mean? Next to like Kenny and Wes who hate each other. But Jasmine and John A really can't stand each other. And you hear him talking on the episode saying how they haven't spoke for over 2 years since the season left. So I mean, it was pretty deep. I guess it's a good look that me and Mike aren't rivals at all. So today's challenge, what we did, what was called against the current. When they gave us the clue and they told us we're gonna have to paddle our way out of this one, my first thought to myself was we're gonna be in water again. I think like, can we ever have a challenge where not in water and it's not up in the air? Like, it seems like every challenge that we do, we have to be in the air, we got to be in the water. So in my head, I'm thinking, well, we're not sure at first when we find out, so we're just trying to, think of ideas and what it could be. So we get there to this challenge, and they're telling us that we're gonna have to swim against the current, and then not swim, but kayak against this current, and then go down. Well, since it was a girls' day, me and Mike looked at it like, if we win it, we'll get 2 grand. If we lose it, it doesn't matter. So the night before, I was drinking real heavy. I got there like, this is the stuff that you don't see on TV. And I didn't really care about the challenge at all. So I mean, you see us trying to paddle or whatever, and we ended up going down the thing backwards. We just stopped and said, forget it. And we actually end up doing better than other teams. So I can only imagine what it would have been like if I hadn't, drunk that night. Or there's no excuse. I mean, we didn't win. Who cares? I don't care about the 2 grand. But it's just a simple fact that me and Mike really didn't even try that well. And once again, the biggest shit talker on the show, Wes, they DQ again. It's kind of like, at first it was kind of funny to like watch his little commentary about how he feels like he's the best and he's the most athletic and this and that, and he's a Greek god and all this other crazy stuff. But like, you're really not backing your stuff up because of the fact that we're rookies, but we're winning like vets, or we're coming in second or third place, and y'all are DQing every time. And like, the thing is, like, if you're a vet and you're DQing, you're keeping your mouth shut. But when you're on your little interviews and you're talking all this crap, it's just like, you're not winning. You haven't won any money, and you DQ'd and you made it out of the jungle. So I mean, I guess it is what it is. Was I surprised that Jasmine and Janae won the jungle? I was very surprised, just because of the fact that Caitlyn and Sarah are very good at puzzles. Like, on the off time when we're not doing challenges, when we're just sitting around the house, either we're playing spades, and I actually kicked it with Caitlyn and Sarah a lot. It would be me and Nehemiah, Caitlyn and Sarah. We sit there, we play spades all day long, and if not, they're over there doing some type of puzzle. So everybody kind of like counted them out, like that Jasmine and Janae weren't gonna win. In my head, I mean, Caitlyn and Sarah, I love them to death, but I'm all about rookies. And so like, when I seen that they chose us to like go in when they wanted to vote for us, I'm thinking like, you know what? Even though they said me and Mike's name, I still would rather see the rookies win. So they get to this jungle, and when TJ comes to the house and he picks the 2 girls to go, I was asleep. I didn't know nothing about it. And Janae comes in the room and tells us what happened. And we're thinking the whole time when we were there, like, there has to be some type of change in the game. Like, they're just not going to let you and your partner make it all the way to a final challenge. We didn't know what was going on, so it was kind of crazy to see that. When you watch it on TV, the jungle looks, I don't know if to y'all if it looks easy. It was very tough because they had to actually dig. They sat there and dig for a while, for about 30 minutes, and then had to do this puzzle. While they were doing the puzzle, nobody was rooting for Jasmine and Janae. It was just quiet. Everybody's trying to like give out, ways of how to get the puzzle done. And I wish they would have showed Mike a lot more, because the whole time he was sitting there just figuring it out. The whole time he's like, all right, Lee, it goes here. And I'm thinking like, if we ever get thrown in the jungle, which we which we might get thrown in next week, because it's a guys, and we're gonna be the ones to go in if so. So be sure to try to watch that one next week. But Mike was just figuring it out, and it's crazy. Like, the last jungle that happened with the guys, if we'd have been in it, I'm pretty sure I'd have beat West out. And if we'd have went into it and we had to go in this jungle, I'm pretty sure we would have beat another team out, because of the fact that Mike would have probably been the one to go with TJ. I would have been the one that had to dig, and then Mike would have solved the puzzle. And nobody else on the other guy's team probably would have been able to do it. Give a shout out to Jay Scream. Shouts out to you. What girl would you from the challenge? All of them. Like, all the girls on there are pretty, but the last thing that you want to do while doing these challenges is hook up. You start like a relationship. Like Adam, you see him on the show, he's like really in the gym. That could throw your mindset off the game. So in my head, I'm thinking that regardless of how good these girls may look, or how I might be attracted to them, the money is on the line. So With Adam, as I'm watching him on the show, I'm like, bro, I mean, did you come on here to find the love of your life, or did you come on here to win money? So this isn't the fucking Bachelor, but I mean, it is what it is. Shouts out to Adam. So I mean, you can't help who you like. I just think like his head should be more focused in the game instead of what's going on with Jen. But Jen's pretty, so I mean, it is what it is. Everybody's cut different. What do you think about Jen ripped? How I feel about the way Jen ripped Adam's heart out. Looking at that, I feel bad because, like I said, West Coast hasn't watched the show yet. So, and they both live in California, so it's gonna be kind of weird. I'm actually calling tomorrow and see what actually happened with that. But let me dig into a couple more things off my paper. One thing that I watched that irritated me tonight was how Wes is like, he was talking to John A. He was like, he runs the house. This is one thing that I don't like about the challenges because they select the same people over and over again. Therefore, those veterans have the power with the votes. I feel as if they should bring a whole new cast in, a whole new people, because there's tons of people that done been on the real world that hasn't had a chance to be on the challenge, and therefore to like make it fair. When you got these people in the house that already has all the votes, then it's always working against you. So I just don't, when they walk around like, they big badasses, like, if they put like one or two of them on the challenge and just put other people, then it would be even. There would be no, already built alliances. When they have these challenges, they bringing in the same people over and over again. You already have alliances built. So I think if they do another show, they should bring in a whole new cast. There's nothing against, the veterans, but I mean, just don't pick so many on one challenge and then put, one or two rookies in. It doesn't make any sense. Would I rather have Mike or Adam on my team? I think I answered this before. I absolutely would rather have Mike first and foremost because I like Mike more than Adam. And actually, me and Adam are actually cool now, but I still like Mike more than anybody that's on my season. And I would rather have Mike because Mike's very intelligent, and y'all don't see that. Adam was scared. Adam was actually scared being there. Like, Adam isn't athletic, so he hasn't went up against guys like that. He really isn't into that. And Mike isn't either, but Mike's scared of no one. I mean, you've seen that on the season with him and Dustin. So I definitely would rather have Mike. Plus, Mike, my boy. Shout out to Sierra. Shout out to Alexa. Shout out to Luis Garcia. Does it make sense people tune in to this? What is it? So where did you get your hair cut on the show? I brought my clippers. I cut my own hair in real life. So, and actually while I was there, I was cutting up everybody's hair. I was cutting up Tyree hair, Brandon hair, lining everybody up. So on the show, most people, some of them don't even shave, and I don't grow facial hair. So I mean, I just cut my own. But for the most part, if you don't have clippers, you're just gonna walk around like a werewolf. You stop me. I thought Zito was going to be your partner at the mic. I didn't know. Actually, what? Once they kicked Adam off, I had no idea who they were going to bring in. I didn't have any other rivals on my season, so I felt like maybe they would bring someone in from a previous challenge, but I was glad they didn't. So the rookies win. The rookies won the challenge tonight, and it was big for them. I was actually happy for them. It was kind of sad to see Caitlyn and them go home. That's the name of the game. When it comes to the girls, since it's not like guys are competing against girls, I could really care less who wins. And I'm not saying that to be an a-hole, but them winning doesn't change the game for me. I mean, no matter what, the votes are always going to go against me, no matter what girls are there or not, because they got the veterans there, Kenny and West and them, who are trying to run the game, which, pisses me off. Like, every time I would have a conversation with them and they would try to, put me in alliance, I'm just thinking, like, I wish they would just give us a challenge where I could really go to beast mode. But, I mean, it is what it is. So maybe, hopefully they'll have another challenge coming up sometime. I don't know. And I could get on another one and try to dominate. Wes is really much of an asshole. Is Wes really that much of I want to Wes, I think a lot of what Wes says on TV is for TV. A lot of things that goes on inside the house, people do it for camera time. And when you're in these interviews, when you just see, me speaking or Wes speaking, you're being interviewed and they're asking you questions, you're just answering them. So if you give, lollygag answers, then it's not gonna make TV. When you give an answer that's gonna make you look like a dickhead or it's gonna make somebody laugh, that's what they're gonna show. So I mean, in person, just sitting down having a random conversation with Wes, he's really not an a-hole. He's actually just like Mike. Like, him and Mike would have a lot of good conversations because Wes is very intelligent. I'll give him that. But once he gets that camera in front of him, they're called camera whores. When you get that camera in front of you, you try to become this tough guy. And you've seen CT put him in his place. Wes isn't a tough guy. I mean, Wes is a strong competitor, but he comes off as this big macho and he's the best at everything, and it's nothing like that at all. But shouts out to Wes. I mean, he's doing it because he's on every challenge and he's getting good camera time. For me,